Alright guys, so this is another Patreon request, and this one comes from Gordon Rajani, who asked me to do a tag team fight video. But before we get started, as always, if you guys would like to have a Patreon request done, just hit the link below, head on over to my Patreon, where you guys can start sending me videos to do here on YouTube. But other than that, let's get started with this fight. So, this fight is pretty unique because we've got a Hell of a Boss Bakano mashup. And it's one of the few times I get to do a tag team fight between the two. And the four combatants we have in this tag team mashup are Moxxie and Millie from Hell of a Boss versus Clair Stanfield and Chane LaFerrette from Bakano. So this is going to be a fun one. So let's get started with our first two combatants, Moxxie and Millie. So Moxxie and Millie are a pair of imps who are assassins. And they are essentially... Moxxie and Millie are, like most demonic beings in hell, they're faster than a normal human being. They're smarter. Well... Smarter is I take that back. Smarter is kind of putting a interesting term on things. So, yeah, smarter might be a little too much, but they are faster, stronger, and Moxxie and Millie are profession killers. They are really damn good at their job at being assassins. Even if Moxxie does have a problem with it. He does have a problem with it, and we know now why, because of the recent episode, which I will not spoil if you haven't seen it already. Both of them work perfectly in tandem. They're both accurate. They're both really good with both knives and guns. Though maybe it's just me observing, but it does kind of feel like Moxxie's the one who's good with the guns and understanding these firearms, whereas Millie's more close up with the axes and stuff, but she does show that she is good with guns. They are perfectly in sync with one another. They are both very much not only in love, but also like it almost looks like, I know it's not actually a psychic link, but it almost feels like a psychic connection between the two when it comes to fighting together. So, you have to take it. They very much, that's how in tandem they are. I'm not saying they have a psychic link. I'm just saying like it almost feels like that sometimes of how well they fight together. But the same can be said for our next one, and that is Clair and Chane. So if you don't know who Clair and Chane are from probably one of my favorite, if not my favorite anime, Bakano. So let's talk about them, starting with Clair. So Clair Stanfield is a professional assassin of the Gandor family. He's gone by other names, Vino. He has also gone by the Rail Tracer. And like I said, he's a professional assassin who started out as a member of the circus. Imagine if Dick Grayson actually became a Talon, like in the retconned origin for him was intended for. So imagine if he did become a Talon for the Court of Owls. Clair is a professional assassin who has not been touched in his life. No one has managed to land a shot on him. No one has managed to hit him. It's not that he's superhuman. He's just that damn good at his job. He's literally so good at killing that no one has landed a hit on him, to the point where he thinks he's God, where he legit thinks he's a god among men and no one can stop him. Well, the only thing that could stop him is maybe his heart, because he has a love who he married on a whim. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is Chane LaFerrette. Chane is a professional killer whose father is an immortal named Huey LaFerrette. Chane is a master of knives. She's not proficient in guns, though it is said that she is. Chane is a master of knives, throwing knives, and hand-to-hand combat. So what would it be like if Moxxie and Millie got into a tag team fight with Chane and Clair? There's going to be a body count, and I don't mean between the four of them. I mean, like, it's going to be collateral damage. I kind of see this on the streets of New York, and just bombs and grenades and bullets going everywhere in this fight. Like, it's just gonna be a fucking massacre no matter what. Like, it's just gonna be a bloody shit show. And yeah, Chane and Clair work perfectly together. Even though they only had a short amount of time before the anime ended, in the extended stuff, yeah, they very much work it perfectly in tandem. So this is, so yeah. But remember, Moxxie and Millie aren't, and remember, Clair and Chane are human. Moxxie and Millie aren't, so they can take a little more damage. But Clair and Chane have put themselves through a lot of punishment throughout the years and have learned to take pain and hone it to them. And like I said, if Clair doesn't want you to touch him, you're not gonna touch him. Like, that's just the rule. Like, if you think you can touch Clair, you're not gonna touch Clair. And same with Chane. So this is a really tough one. I honestly don't know who could come out on top in a fight between these two. This would, and like I said, there's going to be just an entire block of dead bodies and explosions as far as the eye can see. So yeah, you guys tell me in the comments below. What did you guys think of? Who do you think would come out on top in this fight? Do you think it would be Moxxie and Millie, or do you think it'd be Clair and Chane? Let me know in the comments below. Once again, I'd like to thank Gordon Rajani for this Patreon request and continued patronage. And other than that, hope you all enjoyed this Patreon request. Other than that, I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.